Right. We are live. Good to see you guys. I hope you are doing fabulous on this day. Welcome to our Sundays with Summit Health. I am Coach Amy Chambers. What we're going to chat about today is our Fall Nutrition Challenge, our seasonal smackdown. I know a lot of you actually joined this tribe through our nutrition challenge last year, and we are doing a repeat, but it's a spin. It's not the same as our challenge last year. We got some really good feedback. Last year was the first time that we had run any sort of nutrition challenge, especially intra gym. So we had 4 gyms participating. We had so much fun. It was an absolute blast. CrossFit Hold Fast won the custom barbell. We had a winner from Calypso, won a custom Yeti cooler. We had an athlete from every single gym win a cooler. So that was so much fun. We'll have to share some pictures of that amazing Yeti cooler. This year, I want to talk details. First of all, why is this a great time to tackle a nutrition challenge? The reason is it is a challenging time of year. A lot of people feel like from Thanksgiving to Christmas and New Year's, it really can be a time where they maybe put on 5, 10 pounds. Average weight gain during this time of year is 7 to 11 pounds. And the reason for that is we're eating a lot of foods that we don't normally eat. There's a lot of treats, there's a lot of family meals and gatherings that a lot of you are going to. And so perhaps we're just consuming a few more things, and obviously it's kind of nice to do so, but how do we do so without putting on those additional pounds? Because we know year after year of doing that, it really can be a challenge to get that off. So the reason this is a great time of year is because it can help you stay focused. It can help you focus on eating the right things during what could be a challenging time for most people. So here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what this challenge is going to consist of. And then if you are interested, I'm going to show you how to sign up. We'll talk details. So last year we had a more habits-based challenge, and people really wanted something that really was more focused on nutrition, and so that's some of the shift we made for this year. Scoring is going to be simplified. Last year you got a new Google Sheet for every day of the week. That was really a lot of work for Coach Kim. She spent hours not only creating those, but then scoring everything. It just was very time consuming, and so we're gonna remove that challenge from Coach Kim. We are going to keep it super simple. There's going to be one Google Doc that everyone is going to enter their score in. We're trusting you to be honest, and that Google Doc will close each week. If you don't have your scores entered for that week, we're going to move on. So it'll be pretty simple. The other thing is there's not going to be any bonus points. Last year we had some fun with some bonus points, but it also turned out to be a good bit of work sometimes. Obviously, it's a challenge. We need to have winners. We need to have losers. But there's going to be no bonus points. But I think the way we're doing scoring this year is really going to divide the pack. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Last but not least, last year I did not require for you to stack the habits. This year you will be required to stack the habits. So pay close attention. The challenge will be $45. Each gym that's participating is going to get a portion of that, and then obviously the rest is going to go to your t-shirt and the amazing prizes. So again, winning gym will receive a custom barbell if we can get 100 participants. So that's the main thing. I just need to know we have enough cash flow to be able to award that barbell. So we're shooting for 100 participants. Each winning athlete from each gym will get a custom Yeti tumbler. The other thing is, I would love for you to encourage friends and family, maybe coworkers. I've got one client and athlete from Hold Fast who has got her mom joining. Her sister is hoping to perhaps join. We had another athlete last year that had a group of like 7 or 8 friends that were not affiliated with any gym, but they just wanted some accountability. So they had a little closed group text where they kept each other accountable. It really was a fun time. So I really want to encourage you to do that. If you have friends or family or someone we had out-of-state participants. I mailed their t-shirts to them. This is a great opportunity for them to enjoy this as well. So don't feel like if they're not a gym member or they're not local, they can't participate. They absolutely can. So here is what the challenge will be. Each week, these habits need to be stacked. So we're going to add on to each habit that we're building with our second habit or third habit or fourth habit in the consecutive weeks. So week 1. Week 1 is you need to eat protein at every single meal and 1 snack a day. This was part of our challenge last year. And number 1, so many of you are doing a great job. You perhaps know how much protein you should be eating on a daily basis, and maybe you're really crushing that. But a lot of us, when we're not being intentional about it, we let it go. During this time of year, so many of the foods that people desire to have are carb heavy, they're fat heavy, and that's okay. But I want to make sure you're getting enough protein. And the reason for that is protein keeps you lean, it keeps you strong, it keeps your brain functioning super well, it keeps you full. So if I can get you eating enough protein, I know you're not likely to overindulge or overconsume maybe some of those other things. You can enjoy some, but then you move on because you're satisfied. All right, so week 2. So we've got week 1, we're gonna crush it. We're gonna have a serving of protein at every meal and at least 1 snack. Let's talk about what protein what that could be. Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, any sort of protein. What doesn't count is like broths. If you look at the ingredients of a broth, it is more fat than it is protein. Take a look at your sausages. If your sausages are more fat than they are protein, then they do not count. So as long as the primary ingredient in that food is protein, it counts. Eggs, black beans, things like that absolutely count if we are a vegetarian client. Okay, so what's a serving? Let's talk about what a serving is. Size of the palm of your hand, at least the thickness of a deck of cards. That is a serving. If, say, we're tracking our food, 25 to 30 grams of protein is a serving. So for chicken, that might be 6 ounces. For beef, that might be 7 ounces. Beef is a little bit lower protein per gram than, say, a chicken or a turkey. Eggs. How many eggs do we need to eat 25 grams of protein? Or again, use sort of that hand-eye method, the size of your palm. This is relative to you. If you are a teeny petite person, you need a little bit less. If you are a large 6'2", hefty man, you're gonna need more. So it's all relative. Week 2. Week 2 is 5 servings of fruits or veggies daily. Okay, what is a serving? A serving is at least half a cup. At least half a cup. So visualize that. Like a cupped handful, something like that. It is 5 servings of fruits or veggies. I really want to challenge you to lean into the veggies. I know a lot of you, a banana, an apple, those things all count as a serving. We can crush the fruit all day long, but I really want to encourage you to lean towards the veggies. Why? Why do I have this as week 2? Fiber. If we can get you eating more fiber from whole food sources on a daily basis, your digestion is going to improve. You're going to feel more full and satisfied. You're going to go to the bathroom regularly and feel much leaner, less bloated. And again, it's going to fill you up on the good things, where when you choose to enjoy those treats, those seasonal things, you're not going to overindulge. The reason I made this week 1 and week 2 is because I am a fan of pushing you to I want to encourage you to eat what you need to and not restrict what you shouldn't. It never works for me to come in to someone, to reach out to a client and say, we're not going to do this, we're eliminating this, we're not doing this. What happens is you do that to me and I only want the thing more. So by me saying, have whatever you want, choose to eat whatever you desire, but first we're going to prioritize what your body needs. It needs clean, lean protein. It needs healthy fruits and veggies. So I feel like it's such a healthy way for people to have an excellent relationship with food without feeling restricted or like they have to cut entire food groups out. All right, so we've got week 1. We're stacking the habit of our protein. We're adding in our fruits and veggies. Week 3. This may be super easy for some of you, and if so, you're going to crush it. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water or 80 ounces, whichever is more reasonable for you. Okay, so you decide what's right for you, half your body weight or 80 ounces. If we're someone who's got some really large weight loss goals, half our body weight in ounces may be too much. So minimum of 80 or half our body weight is where we're looking. Why do we have this as a focus? Number 1, we're not going to listen to hunger cues the same if we're not well hydrated. We're not going to digest our food appropriately if we're not well hydrated. We're going to feel bloated. We're going to feel sluggish. All these things really pile up if we are not appropriately hydrated. The other thing is this time of year, it's getting colder. We're not drinking as much water as we typically would. And so I want to get you back in the habit of drinking the appropriate amount of water. What counts? Regular water or sparkling water counts, okay? Other hydration does still count towards your body. It is important, like coffee, tea, other things, whatever you mix your protein shake with, those count towards hydration in the overall picture. But for this challenge, we are focusing on regular or sparkling water are the only two things that count. All right, so we've got week 1 is our protein, week 2 is our veggies and our fruit, week 3 is our water. Let's take a look at week 4. This one is kind of interesting, okay? And I want to explain why I chose this one. Week 4, your challenge will be, I want you to move your body for 5 minutes after you eat each meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why? There is substantial amount of research that shows after you consume a meal, if you engage in some light movement, your insulin response to that meal is reduced by almost 50%. This is something that I personally have really got to experience data on and seeing readings and seeing what happens. It is phenomenal, you guys. Why do we care? Why do we care about your insulin response? Because if I can get you to establish some light movement for 5 minutes, and we can get that insulin response to not be as high, guess what? You're not going to have your afternoon lows. You're not going to feel like you need chocolate, caffeine, and energy drink by 2:30 because insulin spiked and now we're crashing after our lunch meal. Okay? Same with our maybe 10:30, 11 before lunch when we're like dragging. If I can keep insulin response steady, we're not going to experience those crashes. So that's why I'm asking you to do this. Again, I want you to take these habits not just during this time. I want these habits to stick with you forever. I just got the amazing feedback from an athlete. She said, the technology habit that we had last year, we asked you to be off any technology an hour before bed. She has still stuck with that because it has changed her life so substantially. That's what I desire for you. I want you to see that these small, simple habits can have such an impact on your health if you just give it a try. So that's where we're at, you guys. When we look at scoring, here's how we're going to score these points. First of all, let's talk about what movement counts. Light walking. If you want to go for a small jog. If you're in your house and you don't want to leave your house and we're air squats, table push-ups, couch push-ups, some lunges. It doesn't have to be 5 minutes of burpees or anything intense, but all it has to be is you not sitting on your booty, eating your meal in front of your computer or at your work desk, and then you just continue to sit there for the next 3 hours. You must get up and move for 5 minutes after your meal. One of the participants who was in our live session yesterday asked the question, what's the time frame? After a meal, what counts, right? So you can't eat lunch and then go to your workout at 4:30 and say that counts. Within 15 minutes, okay? And here's why. Again, the data shows your insulin begins to spike almost immediately. So within 15 minutes of that meal, you need to be engaging in your light movement. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to count that as those points for the day. Here's how the points are going to work. Week 1, you're going to get 5 points for every day that you have that habit. Week 2, you're going to get 10 points for every day that you maintain both of those habits. Week 3 is 15. Week 4 is 20. Now, let's say you crush 3 of the habits, but you miss the target on 1. Do you get 15 points versus the 20? No, you get no points. I don't love this because I don't love the mindset of all or nothing. I definitely don't want you to think, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to do this today, so I'm just going to scrap all the habits. I want you to focus on those habits, whether you can do them or not. That being said, this is a challenge. There needs to be winners, there needs to be losers, and last year we had such a tight race. Some of you are so competitive. we need to divide the pack. So this is all or nothing, okay? Either you stack all the habits, you crush the day, you get all the points, or it's a 0 for that day and move on, crush the next day. All right, that's it. This challenge is gonna start November 29th. It will run until December 27th. Let me know if you want to join us. I am still working with my website hosting company to get our link up and live. Last year it was really challenging on the back end to get everything where it should be once people were registered. So I'm really trying to streamline that process. So stay tuned. I will keep you posted on how to sign up, but I promise you, you will have a link to sign up this week. So stay tuned. You will get a free t-shirt with your participation. And again, winning gym earns that custom barbell. Winning athlete from each gym gets that custom Yeti tumbler. All right, you guys, make it a great Sunday. I hope you enjoy. Don't get blown away. It's a little bit windy here in Minnesota. Other than that, reach out if you have any questions.